Mr. Vilakazi, how are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you.
Mr. Vilakazi, ngibonga kakhulu ngesikhathi sakho. Nizivakashele ngapha eGoli.
Yeah, sisazobona indlala kanje. Yeah.
Mr. Vilakazi, you are the chairman of Asande FC, ABC Motsepe site based in KZN. We are lucky to have you here in Gauteng so we get to chat to you and find out about the team. So,
Yes, we're lucky to meet you. We're happy to meet you.
What we'd like to start with, Chairman, is to first understand when was the team established, why was it established, and what do you seek to achieve by forming this football club?
All right, the team, it's a very old team, which was established in KwaZulu-Natal in a village called Kwasokit. Where my fathers, they were actually owning the team. That was probably back in 1989, 1990. I was still a little boy at that time. So they were playing, you see those knockout competition, eat basically. They were playing those kind of football at that time. I was still young, and I also played for the team when I was still young, when my father was still in charge for the team. So they went as far as going to play in Wamashu, a hostel. That was probably 1992, 93, 94 or so. And I was also part of the team, playing as well. But then it died, 1995, 96, it died completely. So after some years, say around 2017, 2014, 2017 to 2017, then I was approached by the village boys to say they understand that I was part of the team when I was growing up. Can I assist them to be their chairman? And I said, okay, it's fine, let's do that. But I started by testing them first. So they wanted the ball.
Yes.
To buy them soccer balls. Then I didn't buy them the soccer balls for probably 4 months or so, trying to see if they can organize themselves and be a serious team, that I can able to buy balls, jerseys and so forth. Then they kept on knocking, coming, say, hey, please, but don't forget us. Then I realized that now they've even grown in numbers. Then I realized that I must do something for them. And I just bought them the ball, and I also bought them the jersey. But really, the intention was not to say I want to take over the team. I was just assisting them, the village boys. But the interest then started to develop when I went and see them playing in a village. Then I realized, you know what, these boys can do something. Why don't I just take them and make them affiliate in one of the association? Then I went into Zoom Association to play under LFA. Then they played well. They finished position 4 in that year. Then I realized there's more we can do.
Something.
Yeah, then there's more we can do. Then I said, okay, now forget about winning. Let's play and complete number 2 or number 1. If we do that, if we do that, I can buy you guys a status on SAB, which is Castle, it used to be called. Then they didn't finish position 1, but they finished position 2. Then I bought the status for them, then they started playing again. But they're very same boys now. Now they are growing. Some of them
from LFA
to SAB, the very same boys. Only the village boys still, Then I realized, no. Now I started getting them a proper coach now, a coach who understands football, and then I started training them on a daily basis. But they were training in the afternoon, because they were all going to school at that time. By the way, in this team, there's no one who doesn't have matric. That was one of the requirements, to say, if you want to play for this team, make sure that you go to school and you finish.
Just on that, why was it important for you, Chairman?
As I said before, the idea was not to actually to have a team. It was to help these boys not only them playing football. Those who succeed in football, good for them. But those who doesn't, they must also excel and succeed in school, you know. So few, I think about 4 now they're in university. They're from the very same village, ne? So that's what happened. That's why we don't have a player who doesn't have matric. Even now, the first requirement: do you have matric? If you don't, you don't play here. That's how we are. Ne? So
we are in the SAB now.
We are in the SAB now. Then Nakola, I told them that, guys, you don't have to win the league, but if we win, bonus. That's what we need. Ne? But we must play to make sure that we win and we play good football. That was my instruction to the coach as well. But then they've grown a little bit. No? Now they start to understand what is football about. So then they played well. To be quite honest, they played well, and then when they started playing with the team that play SAPC Motsepe, some of them will beat them. Ne? Yes. Some of them they will beat us with a high score, but you could see, we're getting somewhere. Ne? Then I said, let me just buy status for them again. Of course, they now can play. You know, yes. They can compete in this division.
So you've seen them maybe in those friendly games compete with teams in the APC.
Yes.
And we can play here.
Yeah, we can play here. Ne? Then I bought the status. Ne?
Which year was this when you bought the status?
2020.
2020.
Yes. Then it's 2020 I bought the status. Then that's why we are here now. Yeah. So our first season, 2020 was COVID, and then we didn't play a full season. It was very few games, and then it was stopped. Basically, I can say this is our second season.
This would be your second season.
Yes, in full.
Chairman, in terms of the structure of the team now, the administrative side and the technical side, we understand the teams in the APC Motsepe League and as well as in the regional leagues struggle financially and therefore are unable to set up ideal structures to enable teams to perform at a high level.
Yeah.
And therefore you find that team manager kitting up sometimes as a driver because of resources. For us Asande, how have you structured a team in terms of admin and technical?
Well, initially everything was done by the boys. Ne? But when we got to this level, and then I realized after observing and how other teams handle things, but I knew how it's supposed to be in any case. But I was hoping we are still at the amateur level, so we must do things ourselves. The players must go, they must do things, one must do that. But then I could see how things are being handled, and then the pressure. You can't let the boys do all those kind of things. I said, right now, let me have a manager now. Because I'm busy also myself. I'm based here, they are based in KZN. And so I realized that if I get a manager, that would be perfect. Then I got the first manager. This is the second manager we have. I got the first one. And for some reasons, we had to part ways. And then we got this one. And also coaches. Then I understand, then we've got so much things, the manager can't handle all these things. Then I realized that now I need to get a proper kit manager. Then I also realized that the coach can't be alone. See, all those things, we started to put it together so that it starts making sense now that we are preparing ourselves to get to the professional level. So that's how we do it.
Currently now, you obviously there's yourself as the chairman, there's the team manager. There's the administrative side.
Yeah.
Are there any other maybe people helping in terms of administrative issues that have been in the office or something like that? And in terms of the technical structure, you have the head coach, the assistant, do you perhaps a physio, conditioning coach, and all those things? How is that structured?
We've got all that. We've got the manager. We've got the physio. We've got the photographer. Yeah. We've got a photographer. They're all here. We've got a photographer, and then we've got the technical stuff like coaches, assistant coach, and we've got even a third coach. Maybe the question in terms of finance, we're trying. We don't have money because as we said, the intention is not us. Basically, it's about helping. The boys more especially. So things that just fall into places for some reasons, but we are managing. But the emphasis that I always put is that let's not behave as a team that is playing on the upper level. We are at this level. We must have everything that we are required, that are required in this level, so that we can push to the next level. Because now, if we start, because I've seen, especially in KZN teams, they sometimes they are there, but they are here.
Also, they act like they are already there.
You see, but they are here, you know. So I said we should not do that, but we must have everything that is required
At this level.
at this level. Ne? Not to start having things that we're supposed to have at that level and having them in this level. Otherwise, there's a need for us to go up. Yeah.
In terms of financing the club, Chairman, how is it financed? Are there maybe contributions from other sponsors? Is it solely on you?
It's solely on us. There is no sponsor, but it's something that we are looking at.
Are there any challenges with that?
Well, finances, there will always challenges. But as I said, we really trying to make sure that we keep within our budget. We don't do things that are not necessary, you know.
Do you
know
pay the
that.
players?
Yeah, we do.
So at the end of the month, there's something they take home. We're not going to go how much
Yes,
what they are, but
yes,
at least
they get
every player gets
every they get differs also. Yeah.
No, that's good to hear. Because, you know, we talk to a lot of people. We understand the challenges with finances at this level. So it's good to hear at least that the boys are putting in an effort and they are getting something in return. So that is good to hear.
Yes.
Like you said, Chairman, last season was your second season. We know what happened with the first season.
Yes.
With COVID.
Yeah.
And in terms of performance, you were number 7 out of 9 teams in Stream B.
Yes, correct.
2021, 22, which is last season, you were number 6.
Yes.
Out of 10.
Yes.
If you look at that performance, what do you think? Are you happy with it, or do you think perhaps there are areas where you need to improve? And when do you aim to get to the NFT?
The first season, where we finished number 7,
Yes.
We didn't do well, to be quite honest. And my belief is that we had so much, we had so much players who were so talented, but I think for some reason they would think that we're not doing right. Because we were actually fighting for relegation, to be quite honest.
That's in the
Oh, so you know, but I just believe that, you know what, no, there's no way. With these kind of players, we should not be fighting for the relegation, quite honestly. In such a way that the following season, we did not even beef up the team. We didn't. With the very same players, and then we started playing well. Somehow, we're not doing things right. That blame I can put to the technical coaches or to the technical team. So I kept to emphasize, hey guys, we need to do something right here. It cannot be that with these players we can be fighting for relegation. So next season that should end. But this season we want to be number 1.
So this season you want to go to NFT?
We want to, at least if we fail, we must fail at the playoffs.
At the playoffs.
Yeah.
Let's go back to last season. You started well.
Correct.
First 12 games.
Yes.
6 wins, 3 draws, and 3 losses. You were number 4 on the log.
Yes.
Then you fired Ntokozo.
Okay, yeah.
What was it about?
That statement, I don't know about firing, but.
Oh, let me rephrase. You parted ways with Ntokozo.
Yes. We parted ways with Ntokozo. Okay, let me be frank with you, man. So, the how can I put it? For the lack of a better word, the requirements for last season was that, or the target was that we don't lose the first match in the first round. We don't lose the first match ever. If we lose the first match, then we part ways.
So you're saying the first round, win all games in the first round, don't lose in the first round? Or the first game of the league.
First game of the league, we don't lose it.
Oh.
We have to win it at cost. Ne? Ne? Or at least a draw, which what happened. And then we said, then we don't care how do you win, but in the first round we must win 5 games. Ne?
5 games, yes.
Then you can lose or draw whatever other games, but 5 games you must win, because that would have given us already 15 points straight. Ne?
Yes.
Which didn't happen, but it almost happened, but didn't happen, because we won 4 games.
And those 5 games, Chairman, so that we gave clarity to those who be watching.
Yeah.
The stream had 10 teams.
It has 10 teams, so
the
9
first 5
games.
games are basically the first round.
The first round.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
So
first
you were
round.
saying you wanted 15 points.
First round.
Okay.
Ne? If you got more, good for you. 15 points. And then, now, if you check now, if we've achieved, now you can count yourself. We won 4 instead of 5. Remember that's what our target is. So if you don't achieve that, what happens? You go. If we stick to the principle. Ne?
So that is the reason.
No, that's not the reason. But then we said, man, it's fine. We won 4, we drew, I think 2 or lost 2 or something, I don't know. Then let's move with the coach. Anyway, they've done well, because that was the target. Anyway, we didn't achieve, but we almost achieved it. So same thing. The second round, we're starting that we lose the first match, which we did. Ne?
Yeah.
We lost the first match of the second round.
Okay.
And then we also lost another one, 2. And then another thing was that we don't lose game back to back. So
It's tough, Chairman.
nah. I mean, you can't lose game back to back. It's not right. Nah?
Yeah.
So that's probably the reason. Then, therefore, we decided that let's part ways. In any case, now we've lost. We can't win the league. We can't compete now anymore, because we have already lost. Because these were calculations we've made prior the season. Because we know if we win 15 games, and then we don't lose the first match, and then we don't lose back to back, then we guaranteed we'll be competing. Ne? So that's what happened.
So
Firing, it's not the right way.
So you parted ways.
Yes.
But obviously there were reports that the coach resigned because of disrespect and interference.
Okay.
And I think maybe you remember I tried to call you around that time.
Did you?
I was able to get one calls. I struggled to get your view.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any truth to
No, there's no interference. I don't know where that coming from, unless if it was explained properly, then maybe. But there's no, and the interference should be defined really, ne? At what level do you think a person is interfering? I don't know.
But you as the chairman, you say you are based here in Johannesburg.
Yeah.
The team is in Durban.
Is in
So
KZN.
you don't interfere, you just make sure that they have everything they need, and you sit back and watch.
Yes, of course. But unless if a person make a comment, is that an interference? I don't know, or a recommendation. If that's an interference, then depend how one define it. Ne? Yes.
And then the season, obviously you played the rest of the game. Coach was gone. You finished the season in position 6.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you were not happy with the performance of the past 2 seasons.
Yes, correct.
And this season you're saying you want to win. So now what is it you're going to do differently this season that you have not done in the past 2 seasons to ensure that your dream of getting a promotion is realized?
Okay. First of all, you see, and I always say this, we like to have talented players. Ne? So we had this season to get more, to beef up the team. Some of them, the coaches released them because they felt that they can't provide more for the team. But we made sure that we get more players. and I'm telling you, we've got one striker who's so good that we've just signed. Eh? That's me. I won't mention the name of his like, yeah. So we've beefed up, and we're also trying to make sure that the living condition at the clubhouse and the players are feel at home so that they are able to perform.
Chairman, the past 2 seasons or so, the league had 2 streams.
Yes.
This season is going back to 1 stream.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm correct, just that I have not verified, you're
Yeah.
looking at 20 teams in KZN.
Yeah, there are 20.
Yes, 20 teams. So
Yes.
you're going to play 38 games.
Correct.
While in the previous season you played 18.
Yes.
Now that is extra load on the players, that is extra travel cost and so on. What have you put in place to ensure that the taxing long season that you're about to play, the team will always remain competitive?
Yeah. So there's nothing going to be changed. Even last year, if it was going to be 22, we will be fine still. We are still going to be fine. There's nothing more. But we also take into cognizance that we've done our exercise on that initial fact. We have actually checked the teams. Then we know that the longest distance that we're going to travel is Ladysmith. Ladysmith and Newcastle. So we will be going there twice. We'll be only going there 2 times. That's it. That's a long distance. Because the lag with us as well is that we are in the middle. Tongan is in the middle, you know.
Yes.
So most of the team are in Durban and Pietermaritzburg, which is not far, actually. So as I said, the longest distance will be Ladysmith and
Newcastle
Newcastle.
Stars in Newcastle, Drakensberg in Ladysmith, and then you have to go to the north in Jambela.
Yes.
Nongoma.
Yeah, I don't think that's far.
That's right.
Because if you travel, I mean, you had to hit the N2 and then it's not far. The Nongoma is not far, to be quite honest.
So in terms of the finance, you are okay this season. You're able to do what needs to be done. And by the way, I'm not saying sponsors must not come. Who come.
They must come. We need them. It's not easy to run this. Yeah.
Yeah. And Chairman, what we do when we speak to people like yourselves who have taken the stand and said we're going to put our money in football, we're going to try and help these boys get a better life through football. We always want people to highlight the challenges of running a football club.
Yes. Yes.
And we do this because we want everyone to understand. Because as football fans, but we don't know what happens behind the scenes, the challenges that we are facing. So we always offer the platform for our chairmen and managers of team to tell us what are the challenges of running a football club at this level.
Yeah, it's our first experience here. The first challenge on my side really is running a clubhouse. Running a clubhouse is not easy, in as far as I see now or I experience. It's not easy. And then you find they want to eat different food. Sometimes we have to provide that. They waste food. Players eat. I can tell you straight. That's one thing I've noticed. They eat and they cannot ever say, "I am fine now." As long as you bring, they'll take it. So we had a meeting yesterday with the technical staff and trying to see and a lady in the kitchen and trying to see how can we try and manage this, but we're still fighting with that. But for now, that's our challenge. But in terms of food, I wouldn't really say it's a challenge for us because food is something that you give if you have. It doesn't have to be. You give if you have, because you share. That's it. So I wouldn't regard it as a big issue, but the problem is that we need to manage it nicely, so that we don't have to provide even if we don't have to.
It's within budget.
It's within budget, yeah.
So, like you said, you have a clubhouse. did you build it or did you buy a property? How did it come about?
Okay, you know Tonga Hewlett.
Yes.
They gave us that house to use. Yeah, at nothing really, because we're paying about 6,000 rand monthly. It's just a giving away basically. They were just helping, because they couldn't say they're selling it to us, but they are not using it, and then we took it and we make some renovation here and there. It's a giving away. At some point, probably they will sell it to us. Yeah.
And some of the people we speak to, they raise the issue of officiating.
Yes.
That perhaps there's corruption. A team will prepare, do everything within its powers to prepare and try to win a game, and then the referees just do their own things and you end up losing. In your experience, have you come across such situations?
Very much. In such a way that at some point when we were starting playing here, we were very unpopular, because we don't do that, and we don't do that. And I even told the new coach, say, listen, there's one thing that you must know: we don't buy games. Trust me. Even the referees, I would get even a call myself,
Yes.
and SMSs sent by the referees say, we'll be officiating your game. What can you do? I'll just take this call and forward straight to the manager, who will forward it straight to the officials at SAFA, because we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that because I believe that we must win. We must gauge ourselves. We must win, because now if you go and prepare the team, and then thereafter you go there, you score a goal, and you know very well it's an offside goal. What were you doing?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Because it must be on merit.
Yeah, it must be on merit. You see, you must push hard and work hard to achieve. But we experienced that. Some of the games that we lost, it was very clear that it was actually a third hand there. There was
because
a third hand.
When they send you an SMS and you reject it, the other person might reply.
Yes.
And you lose.
Yes. Ne? It might reply and we lose. But we lost some few of games. I can count them where we lost it, and then we could see this is not. Yeah.
Chairman, taking into consideration all these challenges, why do you still continue? You could be taking this money, investing it in yourself, your family, or business, or whatever. What makes you take the money that I believe you work hard for and use it in the club, given the challenges that you face in this league?
Yeah, it's a very difficult question. Like I said, initially was to help these boys, and I'm happy. I think what 6 of them are 5 of them are still here, and we want to help, because I'm sitting here, someone help me, so we want to help. That's the thing. We want to help.
We just want to help. Just a reminder, Jeben, you mentioned the village
yes.
which the team comes from.
Yes.
What is the name of the village again?
Socket.
Socket.
Yeah.
Which area is it in?
It's in Ndwedwe municipality.
Oh, it's in Ndwedwe.
Yeah, it's in Ndwedwe.
But now the team is based in Tonga.
Yes.
So basically, so some of these boys that you say, like 4 or 5,
yeah,
are the boys that you came with from Ndwedwe.
Yes.
Wow.
Correct.
They're still here.
They're still here. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good, Chebe.
Yes.
Yeah. The mandate for this season is clear. You want to reach the national playoffs.
Yes.
Now we have spoken about the previous quote that you had last season.
Correct.
Where you made it clear that certain things need to happen.
Yes.
For this particular season, what is the plan? Like you said, in the past season you said you must win the first game, first round you must get so many points. This season, what is the plan?
Well, I still have to discuss it with my coaches, but probably more or less the same plan, because more or less depending on numbers now,
Okay, the numbers change now.
Numbers change, yes,
okay.
yes.
But it's basically the same thing that you need to win a certain number of games to
Games.
stay competitive after the first round.
Yes.
And in the second round, you need to win so many games so that you are at the
Yes.
top by the end of the season.
Yes.
Now, Chairman, I'd like to thank you very much for your time.
All right, thanks,
really
man.
appreciate you making time for us.
Correct.
And we wish you all the best in the coming season. And we hope you achieve your goals.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Bye.